thank you, and welcome to the show for today. For viewers just tuning in, I'm Alana McLaughlin and host of Perspectives. This morning I have Noah Bayless, known as Lotis Music, here to discuss motivating your mental. And so thank you, Noah, for joining me this morning.
Thank you for having me.
And to kind of start off this first segment, I just want to talk about those baby Noah years, your early childhood and education.
Yeah. I'm from Antioch, born and raised, Antioch, Tennessee, Nashville, whatever. I went to Cane Ridge High School. I was a two-sport athlete, played football and basketball. And that's around the time where I started doing my music. Getting heavily involved in the teen party wave, throwing parties, performing at my own parties, coming to school, selling my own CDs for $1. But I was just heavily involved in sports. Sports controlled the majority of my life.
Now kind of tell me what life after high school looked like.
I did a year at Nashville State, then I transferred to Tennessee State University. And that's when my life changed.
And studying what at TSU?
Mass communications, digital media production. Shout out Professor Richie, my man.
I'm in for instrumental music education, so I'm under Dr. Brian in the good music department.
Oh, yeah.
But my music is a lot more boring than yours.
Don't say that, it ain't boring. Don't say that.
But seriously, no, I'm into the classical, the old guys, the dead guys.
Yeah.
And your music is what we actually wanted to hear.
Right.
And so to kind of tell me what your artistry looked like during those TSU years. How did campus receive it? How did you feel about it? Tell me about that.
I ain't gonna lie, it was everything. I was the type of guy, like, I was talking to every single person. Every time I was in the courtyard, every time I was anywhere people was, I was passing out my own promo cards, passing out my own flyers, hanging up my own posters, like really putting the grind to it. You dig what I'm saying? Like, I was never the type of guy to just rely on anyone else. I got my own work done. I was in the TSU print shop. They know me by my name. I'm getting all my materials. I'm hanging them up around TSU. They're taking them down. I'm putting them right back up later on that night. They're taking them down like they know. Like,
oh my God, so this was intense.
Oh yeah, nah, everything was intentional. Everything was intentional. Performing at the back to school concerts, homecoming concerts, just doing everything on the promo side, just so everybody at Tennessee State University knew who Lotis Music was.
Now, what's the inspiration behind, one, you being called Lotis, and two, you even writing music to begin with?
The Lotus Flower Bomb song by Wale.
Oh my gosh.
That came out when I was in the 6th grade, so around like 2011. And I called my mans. I was like, man, what if somebody came into the game with the name Lotus? And they was like, well, they might laugh at you, but they might call you a flower, but you know, if you hard, you hard. So I changed the U to the I and I added music because I don't put a cap on my music. I do all kinds of music, not just rap. And what made me want to start writing, being fans of like Drake, Lil Wayne, and Starlito, people who inspired me. I've always been a big fan of Lito, and he's from Nashville, so that's someone who inspired me to, you know, go hard and push. So. Yeah.
And so now tell me kind of the music that you were into in those early years, your family's relationship with music. What role did music kind of play in your life?
Music was everything, just like how it is now. My mom and dad are into a lot of like gospel music. I was never really into gospel music, but I would always catch my mom listening to Mary J. Blige. Like my mom loved Mary J. Blige. She always buying a new Mary J. Blige album, and I fell in love with Mary J. Blige too. She amazing. So I love the R&B side of music, but my brother helped me tap into my rap side. Like, he introduced me to like Lil Wayne and Starlito and all these people that inspired me on the rap side. So I just told myself they can make words rhyme. I can make words rhyme. I used to sing in like the choir in church and stuff a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit. And I used to always catch my dad singing in church and stuff. So it's like a melting pot of a whole lot of things.
And you mentioned church. Kind of tell me your faith background, that faith kind of childhood that you had.
Yeah, we was heavily involved in church. I'm gonna say I still go now, but I'm not as how I used to be, like with my mom and them. You know, like when you get older. But yeah, we going to church every single Sunday. Wake up, it don't matter what you did on Saturday. You getting up, you going to church. I don't care what. Stayed out till 4, 5 in the morning. You
hey.
chew you some gum, and you better not go to sleep because you're gonna get nudged when you go to sleep in church. So,
Man, that's an experience that so many people can relate to.
Man, if you know, you know, man. You might catch a little pinch real quick, and
A little foot tap.
Yeah, like what you doing? So,
Lotus, in our second segment, we're going to come back to discuss your artistry, it blowing up, life after TSU, and ultimately the inspiration behind the Motivate Your Mental MMPS tour that you've done, and the impact that you seek to leave on Tennessee. And I encourage viewers to tune in to the second segment of Perspectives, where Noah and I will be discussing motivating your mental. Welcome to the second segment of the show for today. For viewers just tuning in, my name is Alana McLaughlin, and I am host of Perspectives. This morning on Perspectives, I have Noah Bayless, a.k.a. Lotis Music, discussing his faith, background, artistry, and ultimately the impact that he seeks to have on Tennesseans. And in our first segment, Noah, we discussed your early beginnings from Mobile Road. We talked about college life, experiences at Nashville State, Tennessee State University, and ultimately the Tennessee State University. and ultimately, we just talked about what kind of led to you getting your foot in the door with music. We talked about your faith background with your family, and now kind of tell me when things started to really blow up. We left off, you're at TSU, you're putting up signs everywhere, they're taking them down, you're putting them back up, and kind of tell me when did performing start? When did you really start to feel like this is something bubbling?
Well, like I was saying, I used to perform at all like the homecoming concerts and like the back to school bashes. I would say the real moment that happened for me is when I opened up for Moneybagg Yo, the Larger Than Life tour at Bridgestone Arena, the biggest stage in my city. That was when it like became real, because when they announced my name, and even though I was the first act, even though I was the first person, like people were still like screaming and like losing their minds. So it made me feel good, like, you know, like I'm somebody, you know. And
how did that even come about? How did you get kind of connected with Moneybagg, with that tour?
Well, somebody reached out to my management, and they asked, did we want to do it? And who's gonna say no? You know,
like, just tell me how you feel. I know it's like minor. You're like, oh, he just called my manager. Somebody like me, I'm listening to that like, oh my gosh, I'm freaking out. This is Moneybagg.
And actually, my label CEO, he held it from me 2 days prior, and we put up to a dance studio, and I had dancers for the first time, and he was like, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you we're here because they're gonna be your background dancers to opening up for Bag. I'm like, opening up for who? Bag. I was like, okay, bet, cool. We turned up. Let's go. Now I'm locked in. I'm in that mode now. So, yeah, that was when it for real got real for me.
And kind of just tell me what your artistry looked like after that. This is still before Motivate Your Mental, but just tell me, some of the other things that you got into after that Moneybagg Yo concert.
I really just, you know, kept doing me. I just kept growing and developing. My song Put the Work In, I had an event for that, invited all the DJs to it at Ainsworth, and everybody in the city pulled up. So it's just like, it's like a snowball effect. I see people, you know, taking a liking to what I'm doing, taking a liking to my music, taking a liking to who I am as an individual, and it just overall just feeling good, and I'm just growing, you know.
And now, this is kind of off topic, but I want to talk about something that both of us kind of experience and see. We're both living in Nashville. We both kind of see the generation that's coming up under us. What do you see in the kids today? Now, I work at McGavock High School. So,
that's tight.
And I love it. But being with high school students now, and me being 21, I'm still really close in age to them. There's a huge divide. I see that they're a lot more techie than I am, than we were. I see that the impact of social media that it can have on your mental health, especially for young black students, is a lot more grim than I feel like it was in past generations. Kind of tell me what you've seen with our youth in Nashville, kind of what they're experiencing, both good and bad.
I kind of say there's really a lack of guidance. There's a lack of guidance. There's a lack of people that actually want to be themselves and actually are afraid, I feel like, to step out and step away from the crowd. And I guess the difference between when we was coming up, I feel like we had some sort of guidance. Even in the music, you know, it wasn't as much murder, it wasn't as much negative influence in the content that was being pumped out into the world. And I feel like a lot of these youth are easily influenced, and they don't know that the grass really ain't green on the other side. You know, it's really brown and dead. You know, so it's like, but I also see hunger. I also see people that are willing to do extra to be what they want to be, but they just need a little tightening up, you know. So it's a fair balance. It's a 50-50 balance between them, but I just feel like there's honestly a lack of guidance.
And now going back to a little further now, our generation, our childhoods, what do you feel like you lacked in your childhood? I can say personally, I didn't lack this, but I noticed like lots of my classmates, we didn't really have a safe space.
Yeah.
Community centers aside, resources aside, we never really had those spaces, especially for women. Because, you know, the rec center is usually like a more male-centric thing.
Basketball,
and
stuff like that.
Football and all that.
Yeah.
There weren't a lot of spaces for young women. And I even had just taped an episode a few months ago where I was talking to some female mentors who want to open up a community center for black girls
for black
13 to 20. And I was saying, man, we did not have that. And now, and that's just for me, kind of on the girl side. I feel like we didn't have a lot of places to gather as women and to kind of have that community sense. What do you feel like you experienced, and what do you feel like the city was lacking for our youth when we were youth?
Well, when we were youth, and I'm gonna keep it real. I would say it's really kind of like the same thing. Like a lot of people that were in position that really came back and, you know, provided that safe space to talk to a young black boy that's struggling, that might not have certain things that other people have, that might not have the glitz, the golds, the glows,
the shoes,
everything, you know, to let them understand that, you know, it's okay, young man, but you're gonna get it though. Just keep them grinding, keep hustling, you know, stay in school. Like doing good in school is actually cool. It's not cool to be dumb. You know, a lot of people in my grade, they thought it was cool to be dumb. Like they thought it was funny. They thought you was gonna get more girls for getting F's in class and messing up in class.
And we at TSU, we still see it. We got 25-years who still feel that way, which is why what you do is so important, because we're really living in it.
Yeah.
I got friends who think that it's still okay and it's cute and it's whatever.
But your GPA 1.5, boy, you'll be all right. Boy, you good, boy.
You good.
Yeah,
Let's go.
Let's go and go to the party, bro. We good.
And look, and it's laughable now, but honestly, give it 20 years when you're paying back those student loans, you don't have that degree, you don't have that job.
Talk to me.
It comes back to bite you. And that's why I especially love what you're doing in these Metro Nashville schools.
No,
And to wrap up the second segment, I want to talk about motivate your mentor. Kind of give me about a 30-word explanation, almost like a paragraph's explanation of that. And then we're going to talk about the inspiration behind it and ultimately the impact that you're seeking to have on these kids. But for right now, tell me, what is Motivate Your Mental?
So Motivate Your Mental, we go into Metro schools and we talk to kids about dealing with their emotions at the state in life that they're in, letting them know that it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to not have everything you want in life. You don't have to be perfect. You're not. I know it's a lot of pressure right now. I know you might think that you got to have this, that, and the third, but just pace yourself and understand that mental health is real. Talk to someone. Like we talk about bullying. We dive into you know, the content and the music that we listen to, and overall just provide a safe space for kids to come and talk and just have fun. You know, see someone like me, dreadlocks, tattoos, college graduate. I'm on TV, got records charting in the iTunes Top 100. Just all the things that they see on TV, they can see me, and they be like, oh, okay, well, he has a college education. He graduated. He's a good guy. He's a good person. He's a respectful young man. Let me try to look at him and try to, you know, take some of what he's providing and put it into my everyday life also. And
in our final segment, we're going to pick back up on Motivate Your Mental. We're going to talk about the actual on-the-ground experiences that you've had with these kids. And I encourage viewers to tune into the third and final segment of Perspectives, where Noah and I will be discussing motivating your mental. Welcome to the final segment of the show for today. For viewers just tuning in, my name is Alana McLaughlin, and I am host of Perspectives. This morning on the show, I have Noah Bayless, known as Lotis Music, discussing his artistry, background, his career, and something I think is especially interesting, his MNPS school tour that he has titled Motivate Your Mental. In our first two segments, we discussed his early beginnings, but we left off in that second segment discussing the mindset behind Motivate Your Mental. We talked about the different mental health issues that may plague young African-American students here in Nashville, Tennessee. And we talked about kind of the mindsets associated with combating that. And in our final segment, I really just want to focus on actually like talking about you going into these schools and what that's looked like, you planning this, you working with MNPS to establish these events with the kids and ultimately the impact that you seek to have on Nashville. So just tell me, we talked about in our second segment what Motivate Your Mental was. We talked about how it could serve as kind of a safe space, as a shelter for children dealing with different mental issues. But now tell me, actually putting that into execution, tell me the mindset. How did you decide, like, I'm going to go in these schools? Because, you know, you can't anybody just go in a Metro Nashville public school. And tell me just kind of like the process associated with that.
Well, I have a lot of relationships in the Metro Nashville public school system. I have family members that are in the Metro Nashville public school system, so I just utilize my connection, utilize my network.
And then what you tell them when you're calling these people? What did you say? Like, because of course it's bigger than like, hey, I want to come to your school.
Right.
You know, so kind of tell me about those conversations.
So I had somebody help me with like a one sheet, and I used to I had previously did something before Motivate Your Mental called Stop the Bullying Tour. I did it with my homegirl J Love, Heather, God rest her soul, and my dog Shorty CMR, and I just used those same connections and emails that I developed, and I just reached out to them, and a lot of the teachers remember me, a lot of the students remember me. So when I sent it to them, they forwarded it to their principals, and the principal called me like, yes, I got like 10 yeses in one day.
Wow.
So we just went straight in with it.
And so now tell me kind of some of the schools you've been to, the kids' kind of reception. Tell me about it. Tell me about the actual grit of it.
Yeah, McKissick, Antioch, James, Lawson.
Wow. You've already been to Lawson? Lawson just opened.
Yeah, it just opened.
Goodness.
Yeah, it's like a college campus up there. It's crazy.
Gosh, wow.
Kip, and then a lot more. But just when I'm going in there, I just always remember that I was in that same position, you know, and I make everything as relatable. First thing I tell them, I'm like, bro, this not finna be no lecture. I'm not coming in here. I'm not telling y'all to take out no note pens, no nothing. Man, I just need 15 minutes of y'all attention. We could rap. We the same person, literally. And I just go in there and I talk to them about my experience, about how I got like bullied in the 5th grade a little bit. My mom had lost her job, and you know how like you go from winter break and then you come back the next year and everybody be coming back with like the fresh clothes and stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Christmas.
Yeah, they got the Christmas Jordans and stuff. Well, we had like the same clothes because my mom's had lost her job and it was all on my dad. So the Christmas it wasn't really the same. We still got stuff, but we didn't get the stuff that we wanted. And I was just telling them how, like, you know, how I got laughed at, but all that kind of got put to a cease because I was like a star athlete, so people ain't say too much. But it's like you can only imagine a person who wasn't a star athlete that had to really take that, you know. And I'm just letting them know, you know what I'm saying, all in due time, everything will come your way in divine timing. So, like I said, I just go in there and I just let them know that I'm human just like them. Like I said, a lot of them are already familiar with me and what I do. So it's a feel-good feeling to have someone of my caliber come in and rap with them. But yeah, I go in there like we all friends, man, because we all are friends.
And do you see any other Nashville or Tennessee-based artists that are kind of doing these same things, that are really focusing on mental health in our youth as you are? Because I don't.
No.
I'm not aware of any.
No, and that's why I believe that what I'm doing is important, because there's no other artists in Nashville, Tennessee that are going back into the school system that are trying to make a change in these kids. I don't want these kids, I don't want to inspire these kids to kill. I don't want to inspire these kids to do negative things. I want to inspire these kids to live long, fruitful lives. And you can still be the man. Like, you can still be the man and be a college graduate. You can still be the man and be a respectful young man. You know, being the man isn't walking around with guns and doing all types of negativity just to seek influence from people that it don't really matter. Like, being the actual man is being a respected figure of the community and someone that people love. So I'm going in there letting them know that, you know, you could still be an artist, you could still be a rapper, you could still get the money, you could still get the women, you could still do all the things that quote unquote I guess rappers do, but still be a respectful figure in the community and be loved.
And I feel like your music kind of demonstrates that as well. It shows that you don't need all the, like we said, the rah-rah.
Nah.
You don't, that all that's not necessary to be a good man or to be, you know, popular, to be famous.
Nah.
And I know.
Not at all.
And I want to talk to you now. Aside from like the MPS school tours, just tell me kind of what you're seeing now in our generation. We spoke about it, we spoke about what they're lacking, but let's talk about what they're doing. For instance, I see lots of young entrepreneurs.
Oh yeah, for sure. They get money.
They're getting money. But then on the same tip, I see less of an emphasis on education, on church, on things like that. And so what are you seeing? Kind of the same thing?
I'm seeing around the same thing, and I'm always letting people know, you know, the faster you get it, the faster you can lose it. So make sure you putting your money up, make sure you saving, make sure you having faith in God, and make sure you giving back. You know, one thing that I learned, because I done lost some serious bags in my life, like some serious, large amounts of money. But one thing that I didn't do when I had it, I didn't give back. I didn't bless other people, and I feel like that was one of the reasons why God took it away from me. Because you know what, you're a blessing to be a blessing to other individuals. So no matter what, just make sure you're helping other people out. While in your season of being blessed, make sure you're blessing other people also.
And I think a lot of our kids are missing that.
Yeah.
We know, you know, the money grind is rough, and it's, you know, this is a tough world out here. You have to eat or be eaten. But I feel like a lot of emphasis on giving back, on doing just those small things.
Absolutely.
Helping a neighbor, or just the little common, what used to be common. I feel like we're losing that. And are you kind of encouraging that within your Motivate Your Mental sessions as well?
Straight up, man. I tell people, man, straight up, man, just be a good person, bro. That's all you got to do. Be a good person. I remember seeing this one kid. We was walking into this restaurant, and he ain't hold the door for the lady. I'm like, yo, bro, what you got going on? Like, and she's beautiful too. You might get a number, like, but you just gonna let the door close in her face. Like, what do you got going on, bro? So it's just like, overall, just be a good human being, be a good person, and then everything that you want is gonna come to you. But you gotta be a good person, though. You gotta come from a genuine heart space.
Now, Lotis, you've impacted hundreds of thousands of people here in town and people all across the country. But I want to talk about how you want to be remembered, and how can we support you? How can we support Lotis? You've done the groundwork. You've laid a great foundation. Now, how can Tennesseans support you in your endeavors?
Well, first of all, you guys can go stream the music.
Tell them where to stream it.
On all streaming platforms, Apple Music, Spotify. I got this record called Oh My. Just broke the iTunes top 100 in the world, featuring Brian Taylor, my dog Cali. I got this record called Put the Work In. It's an Afrobeat song, a feel-good song, a motivational record for the women to work out to.
Yeah.
But also, just tap in, you know, like, keep supporting this thing that I got going on with the kids. You know, if you have a son or a daughter that's in school, reach out so we can keep pushing this Motivate Your Mental wave, and I want to see everyone win. Yeah. We got schools lined up for 2024 also. I just want to see people win, you know.
And I'm glad we mentioned that, because I want viewers who are watching this and who work in a Metro National Public School to contact you. How should people contact you?
You can contact me via email, lotusmusic6@gmail.com, or you could message me on Instagram on my page, Lotis Music, LOTISMUSIC. And we're gonna get everything moving.
And we'll go from there.
Yeah.
And that sounds amazing, man. And I want to thank you for coming and sharing this powerful story. Thank you for what you're doing on the ground with our kids. They need it, especially our minority children here in Nashville, Tennessee.
I'm gonna tell you this, you're amazing, and I appreciate you having me on your platform. Keep doing your thing, beautiful.
I appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
And to our viewers, thank you for allowing me one more episode and one more time to share another perspective. Thank you, and good morning.